はい、司会変わりました。よろしくお願いします。続いては、スカーレットネクサス。カテゴリーが、重ね 2% ハードとなっております。こちら解説応募、まだありませんので、解説できるよという方いらっしゃいましたらご応募お待ちしております。ちなみに私は何もわからないです。まあ比較的、最新のゲームっていったところでしょうかね。なるほど。あ、そうか、主人公2人いるのかな。そう、アニメもやってたみたいですね、同時期に。ゲーム出たタイミングに合わせたぐらいでやってたみたいですね。2021年です。今チャットにもありますが、主人公は2人いて、ユイトとカサネがいます。で今回はカサネの女性主人公の方ですね、のカテゴリーとなります。ストアの概要によると、脳とテクノロジーが発達した世界を舞台に、自らの念力と仲間が持つ様々な力を駆使して戦う超能力アクションと、2人の主人公で描かれる重厚な物語を体験できる、プレインパンクアクション RPG となっております。バンダイナムコエンターテインメントから出ております。脳に直結してくるかの能力。ちょっと待ってください。聞いてないです。聞いてないですよ。
Good afternoon, good evening to everyone. You might not have seen this game on your schedule. It turns out that Dragon View, our player Vivictus, is really, really good at Dragon View, and therefore we're trying to buy.
ボーナスが入りましたかね、これ。だいぶ巻きましたからね。
So we're gonna get a little bonus game in here. This is
Deathstate
available on PC and on Switch. It is a Lovecraftian roguelike game. It's a little action roguelike. So if you're familiar with games like Vampire Survivor, where you're more focused on movement and then your abilities are activated automatically, this is similar to that, except for the game came out like 5-10 years earlier and everyone just kind of missed it. But yeah, so action roguelike, we've got a lot of characters here. We're going to be playing as the priest here in Miskatonic, the library of Miskatonic University. We're here to investigate this investigator's professor who has disappeared into the death state. We've got you can see our caster. We've got Star Creep. We've got I, who is the cutest. We've got some interesting characters. We've got a little pumpkin man in the corner. But yeah, we're going to be doing a very quick run here. Once we enter the portal, it'll start, and it'll end after we defeat the final boss and we see our score. So we will get started here in 3, 2, 1, go. So again, this is a little action roguelike. We are going to be increasing our stats as we go along through our collection of items.
なるほど。
My character is firing these little psychic bullets at these Lovecraftian horrors, and I am not aiming that. We will always be aiming at the nearest enemy, or if we have a multi-target, against the nearest X number of enemies, depending on the multi-target effect. So once again, if you're using popular games like
マンサバライクなやつでいいんですかね。どうなんだろう。そうでもないか。
And our goal is we're going to be traversing these different zones. We're going to be trying to collect some items to power up. We'll defeat some bosses, and hopefully we'll, at the end, figure out exactly what happened when the professor decided to investigate the death state. This is a little bit unlucky in that we had a really large floor and a really empty floor for our first floor. So as we're going through, we're going to be defeating these monsters. We're going to be going through more portals. We're going to get these wonderful quotes. If we see the skeleton, the skeleton has the best quotes. Skeleton has as much brains as you would expect a skeleton to have. But yeah, we're going to be going through. We're going to be dodging these bullets. So this game was, originally in its development, it was trying to be a shooting game. The bullet hell genre, that was in fact the genre of game this was going to be before they decided to go to more of this 2D action. So we have found, you'll see this one enemy is firing extra bullets and is red. They are a boss, which means when we defeat them, they'll give us an item. And so we have Sumura-chan's lungs. My apologies to the Japanese researchers.
日本だと、RT だと、RT in Japan Summer 2021でやられてますね。
They are interesting in their naming. This is a, again, Lovecraft.
やられてますねって思いましたけど、この奏者さんですね。
So we're going to have some strange items that we're picking up, and the monsters will
同じ奏者さんでした。
We've been very unlucky in that I have not been finding any items. That's okay. This game can be beaten without any items. It just is slower. Oh, and the elite was waiting for us. So you can see we've got a little star child here. The name of the non-copyrighted, Lovecraftian monster. As we all know, copyright can be a real horror sometimes when it comes to playing our old games. Yeah, we're just going to keep going through these stages.
詳しい解説周りはそのアーカイブ見てもらえると同じ奏者さんですので分かりやすいかも。
I guess I should go into the character that I'm playing. So I'm playing as the priest, who every character has their own innate ability. The priest they have what's similar to in many shooting games would be called a bomb, where I have the ability to remove bullets from the screen in a small area around me. It's for all of the characters, it's the best kind of defensive ability. So while this is not the fastest character to play, ooh, actually we found an item. What do we get? We got Vembrex's idol. This is not a particularly useful item, but it is in fact an item. So I will be happy for that.
ストアの概要だと、ローグライク弾幕アドベンチャーと書かれてますね。
Because the one character, Star Creep, who has the ability that they can't pick up any items, also comes with the ability to teleport. But here's Sarshiel, the Arch Undead. So we'll fight Sarshiel here. This is our first boss. Unfortunately, yeah, we've been very unlucky in items, so we're actually pretty weak for where we should be for this point in the game. Which is not good for my time when it comes to throwing in a bonus run, so I apologize for that. Wait for him to summon, then we'll throw some things around. But yeah, as we defeat bosses, they'll also give us a few drops. And you'll see that every item does in fact give us stats. And you can make some decisions, some items you may or may not want to pick up based on your build. But in this case, we'll be happy with pretty much anything, because we don't have anything to define our build yet. Which is always a fun thing in roguelike games, where you start off and you just don't have anything to work with. Archio, I would appreciate it if you would stop being undead and could just go full on to the other side. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, we have this idol. It allows us to shoot bullets all around us that are poison bullets. So they'll do a little damage over time. Ooh, another eyeball. What does this potion do? It's a bomb. Okay. Potions are dangerous. They can hurt you. Oh, this is unlucky too. We got Graves of Time. So for every area, there are 2 different zones you can get to. And usually one is kind of preferable to the other. In this case, Graves of Time is generally just a very large zone. And the enemies are a little bit harder to fight than the other zone. But unfortunately, you also do not get any better rewards for doing it. So we're going to fight this elite because, again, normally in this zone, I would try and avoid fighting an elite, but I don't have any items. So we're going to need everything we can get. We did, however, pick up a book, if you've noticed, and it'll orbit around us. And while doing so, they will also target their own things. And the book that we picked up is actually the best defensive book, which is good for staying alive, not good for time. What do we got here? We got lots of money. Fortunately, time is even more money. Let's get going. Another elite. They're being generous with the elites. They're not being generous with the items. The items are more of what we want than the organs, but again, if you can't have one, you might as well take the other. Oh, I heard the elite. When the elites die, you can hear them exhale. You also can know that they're around because you'll actually hear them laugh. That's one thing that I like about this game is based on the sound cues, you can figure out they do balance left-right based on where the enemy is. Hey, a sword! Not a particularly useful one, but a weapon. So another item type for this game is you can pick up weapons. They will orbit around you as well. They'll affect what kind of shot you have. So in this case, we have, in addition to our regular little psychic bullets, we also have swords that will orbit us. And because that's not a particularly useful skill, this particular sword will also block bullets. We have no control over it. It'll just constantly be orbiting. But it is a nice kind of passive of, like, hey, look, occasionally... I just rammed it into a bullet. Oh, this is much better. But yeah, it'll just occasionally block things, but instead we've created up. Now we have the Plague Tri-Blade, so this increases our damage, and also means, that was a poor choice of where I was going, we will be spreading kind of a psychic plague, so when monsters are defeated, they will explode and they will send out additional bullets. So that's a big increase to the amount of damage we're doing. Unfortunately, we have run into Autolosh, the malignant flesh beast, which is not something I know how to say in Japanese, so again, apologies to the Japanese restream. You can have fun translating that. But Autolosh is very slow because they're the boss with the most health gates. And when they're in their health gate, they take no damage. They'll also summon some little ads. And they will shoot mortars. So those bullets kind of go over the top, so if you had a crossblade, they would still shoot over the top of you. But we have defeated our malignant flesh beast. We're actually going to save for the item. Ooh, a health up. That is excellent, actually. And we'll say goodbye, and we will get to the Maze of Ix, which is a wonderful zone if you want to do the most difficult portions of this game, but we're not doing that. We're just trying to finish as quickly as possible. So we have found another elite. We will stick around for them again.
ここが一番難しいのかな?
We started off a bit weak by not getting anything in the first zone, so we're going to try and pick things up along the way. Unfortunately, we're not getting any great synergies. Run past you. Stay with the damage. We don't need a defensive pickup. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good morning, good afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Hope you're doing well. I hope you are enjoying Deathstate.
まあ火力はいい感じそうみたいなことは言ってそうですね。
Those guys have a little bonus thing if you're next to them for too long. I'm going to try and ignore that. Unfortunately, we are in a very bad spot, both health-wise and in our actual location. We might actually, we're going to have to defeat that monster. Hopefully we can get some health ups, or health drops soon. My time is not doing particularly well. We have been very unlucky in what we've been seeing. Health? 1 health. It's something. We'll take invulnerability for 1 second. That is a strong enough defensive thing that we'll take it over. The plague bullets from the active effect are not terribly useful. I heard a health drop. I don't see it though. Very unlucky in this level layout. I need you to stay away from me, please. There it is. Apologies on time. Unfortunately, this is the downside of playing roguelikes, is that sometimes you get level layouts where you just can't seem to find anything. It's not this direction. This is very unfortunate. Where is it then? Eh? Did I make a mistake? I have made a mistake somewhere and not seen a door where I needed to. Ah, yes. That is my mistake. I apologize for that. Roguelites. Okay, let's see if we can get through this next one a little bit faster. Luckily, the final zone is a little bit more open, so we shouldn't have as much trouble. What do you have? I don't need a health. Take a health potion in my pocket, though. So that is the shopkeeper. They will sell random items. They will also sell power-ups sometimes. And they have the unique ability in that I mentioned that there's a character named Starcreep who cannot pick up items or they can't pick up organs, so that the general level up kind of items that you get. But somehow the shopkeeper has figured out how to implant them into you. So if you're ever playing this game and you are having trouble playing as Starcreep, God Embalmer is another slower of the two choices, but take it. Yeah, unfortunately, this is a very weak build that we have put together at this point, and there's not really much saving it. This Kamen decides to be very kind. So Kamen here is trying to... Yeah, that attack can really hurt if he's at full speed. Luckily, we're constantly applying a slow effect, which is going to stop him from hitting us at full speed. Eyeballs are good, eyeballs are damage. Fortunately, I am going to be slightly over on my estimate. Apologize for that. But yeah, welcome to the Arcanum, the final zone. So being a little bit more open, we're not going to have to worry about being stuck in a
あ、
maze.
ここが最後みたいで
We
す。
will have to worry about the fact that there's a very high enemy density. And we have started off with a very tall area. But we have found the exit, so let's just get out of here. It's dangerous here. Let's not be here. So that shadow that just went over, actually for a moment, double damage both taken and given. So if we see that on a boss and we're in a good spot, we can take advantage of that to try and defeat the boss a little bit more quickly, but it is a high risk, high reward kind of thing. Do want to defeat that guy. Don't know if the game's going to let me. So in this zone, you'll see there's the white ghosts, and there's the blue ghosts. The blue ghosts can revive the white ghosts. This slows things down significantly. Luckily, when these star children, when they activate their ability, they kind of stop moving, which on the lowest difficulty makes them pretty simple. Core, that is more damage. I'll take it. Alright, sorry, this is taking longer than expected. So we should be, yep, as I said, there should be a gate here. The game it's kind of a tile-based generation, so once you start learning the tiles, you'll be able to recognize from a distance if the tile is the one that has the exit. And speed things up. I don't want to fight you. Right into the mouth of that collection of monsters. We're very low damage. We're very tanky, but unfortunately the only damage up item that we saw was a very, very weak one. It would not actually be helping much, unfortunately. Health in that chest. So we are going to have to start trading some of our health for distance covered. Just no getting around it. Turn on your laser, please, because if you turn on your laser, you'll stop moving. There's our exit, so this will take us to the final boss. The Primal Id. It turns out our scientist friend has decided to turn himself into a giant monster. It's a Cthulhu game. What did you expect? So they'll have a bunch of different bullet patterns as we're slowly going here. The only thing we need to worry about is the holes in the ground. Those do a lot of damage. Yeah. I can tell just by how long it's taking me to get through these phases how little damage I have. These tri-blades are good. Unfortunately, they're not good enough to carry them around on their own. But yeah, we should be done shortly. Time will be as soon as I enter the portal after defeating the boss. So we're just going to sit on it, so we'll be done in just about now. Alright, so that was a bit over my estimate, but we got very unlucky with our item pickups. But yeah, it turns out the priest has learned that it's okay. You can learn to love the existence of even little abominations. They're cute little things.
ちょっと運が悪かったみたいですね。
Yeah, rough.
タイマーストップしました。
We stayed alive. At least I didn't lose the run. But yeah, that's Death State. If you want to play it well, you do a bunch of runs, you'll get some good item combinations that'll really speed you up. But thanks again for letting me throw in this little bonus run to try and eat up some more time. So yeah, thanks again for those that came to chat, those just came by to watch. I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are. With that, Yasuminasai.
ありがとうございます。おやすみなさい。とのことでした。はい。というわけで、ここまでお送りしましたのが、デスステートでした。では次のゲームまでしばらくお待ちください。はい、改めまして次のゲーム、スカーレットネクサスの予定となっておりますが、どうでしょうかね。下のネクストが変わるのを待ちましょうか。